Hello everybody, my name is Meta_Meister, and welcome to Reign of Kings. Now I really am a big fan of this game, even though my friends like to call it the Human Awfulness Simulator, because people can be very mean while playing this game. The general idea of playing this game is kind of just to give you a basic how to kind of get around, how to play the game. I kind of started right off the bat with some free gear. That's always good. Sorry, just organizing my new findings. The game is pretty difficult, mostly due to the fact that people are not very kind. People see you and typically attack you. So one of the best ways, in my opinion, to actually become very proficient in this game, if that is something you wish, I'm going to go kind of step by step here. The best thing you can do is not something I'm actually going to show, and that is simply to fight over and 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 over again. Now, it might seem redundant, but learning how to fight in this game is really important, because basically about 80% of meeting people is probably going to end in conflict. And it looks like on this server, conflict is already rising, because they want to meet, I'm assuming, to take down the king. Because the king has taxes at 20%, which is the maximum they can be on. So, let's go ahead and join up. I will go ahead and run over and meet those guys for the battle against the king, just to kind of demonstrate the importance of fighting at the very beginning. Oh, and here come people. As expected, for trying to claim the throne, there are people who are coming who don't want to be my friend. So the objective here is going to be pretty simple since there are two of them. They're not switching to ranged weaponry yet. One's coming up. There's ranged weaponry right there. So they're coming at me. The gear I have is pretty minimal. I only have this club here. So they are switching to melee. And they are rocking steel weaponry. So my chances of success are pretty low here. One thing I'm considering doing is just simply going in to the bear pit. Although these guys don't seem like they're very great at the game, so I might just go ahead and try and down this guy right here. Oh. Well, I'm taking more damage than I was expecting here, but I am naked, so that is to somewhat be expected. But that's okay. Continuing on the warpath against these fellows, I spawn back in as I placed a bed down, which is used for spawn points. Oh, and he's fleeing, which is to be expected, considering my superior prowess in the melee arts. Oh, and down I go. Alright. Learning to fight. Step 1. Now that has been accomplished, and I have learned all the necessary martial arts that I need to learn to survive this harsh and dangerous land, I can now focus on step number 2 if you wish to go this route, and that is to build your home. So, as I said at the very beginning, well actually I didn't say that because I ended up cutting that part out, you're going to want to gather some stone, and then you're going to want to gather some wood and gather some flak. So, you start off by hitting a tree, punching trees with your mace, make sure you equip it by hitting the 1 number. And as you see, I'm getting some wood. There's some tacks going on. which whoever is the king can set a tax. When you gather certain resources, you're going to give them a percentage. So I'm going to gather about 100 wood. Actually, I'll probably gather a little less, because you gather quicker when you make a stone hatchet. And I do have enough stone for a stone hatchet. I just need a bit of flack to kind of bind the wood and the stone together. I'm also picking up sticks. Oh, grab some flowers. Don't really need flowers, but I'm grabbing some sticks because sticks can be used to kind of early on in the game upgrade your weapon capabilities. You can make a spiked club instead of the driftwood club, which does a little bit more damage, and it's pretty easy to make. You just need 50 sticks, which you get 5 per bush, and you can't get taxed on sticks. It's one of the things in the game that will not tax you, so... And I keep thinking I'm going to get sticks from that, but there's some stone nearby, so I'm just grabbing stone. And it's getting a little hard to see now because the sun's going down, unfortunately. Fire. On the bottom right, you're going to notice 3 bars. The green bar is your stamina. The blue bar is your... The green bar is your stamina. You lose it by swinging your weapon, blocking with your weapon, and sprinting or jumping removes some. Sprinting doesn't, but you won't recover any while you're sprinting. Sorry, I just distracted by someone becoming the king. The blue bar is your water gauge, and the orange kind of brownish bar is your food gauge. And I'm eating some berries, and berries are giving me a bit of food and giving me a bit of water. You want to make sure those stay up at all times. It's pretty easy to do, honestly. It's one of the things that doesn't seem to be that much of a challenge, just because berries are super easy to find. And hitting tab opens up the crafting menu, and as you can see, I have over 50 sticks. I'm going to go ahead and craft me up a symmetrical club. It does 6 damage, the driftwood club is 5. I now have a replacement for the driftwood club. Awesome. As you can see, I have enough for a stone pickaxe or a stone hatchet. But I do need, as I said before, I do need some flack in order to finish those off. So, I have enough stone for both. I need a bit, I'm just going to go ahead and grab a bit more wood so I can make them both at the same time. That's why I usually start with 100 before I really move on, because a lot of the flack in this map's got to head a little more inward off the coast in order to find it. And then it's kind of everywhere. So those guys who took over the throne... they just kind of wanted to impose their own tax. Oh, wait, no, that's the same dudes. Yeah, he must have... I don't know. I don't know why he reclaimed the throne. Something must have happened, because I didn't. Oh, no, it's a different person. Using foul language. So I will be bleeping that out. Apparently, calling out the old king is my guess, or somebody else, just random person. And they said the tax is 0, so I can't really complain too much. And we're picking up some flag now that we're a little further inward, which can be used for stone pick, or stone hatchet first, stone pick second. Allocate these to the hotbar up here by just dragging and dropping. Bandages are important. You should always have bandages on your hotbar, and pretty much always get rid of what are those called? Torches. Just like in my experience playing Rust, they just make you a target at night. Thing might be a little difficult to see, especially for me, considering I've got these blinding lights in my face. Like, trying to compensate for a dark screen with these in my face kind of makes things a little painful, but you can still see. And pinging your position for the entire world is not something you want to do, because fire in this game carries a very, very long way, and every person you run into wants to kill you. So that being said, if I want to claim a land, the next few things that I can do are I probably should make my workbench, which is going to take wood. So we're going to go ahead and just hit some more trees. And as you can see, I'm gathering a lot more wood a lot quicker, and part of that is due to the taxes being reduced as well. But the wood axe just collects a lot faster. So as you can see, I'm really getting a lot of wood. I'm almost at the 120 marker to where I can make my workbench, which will allow me to start building a lot more things like other crafting benches or different kinds of building materials. Like, it's really important to me when I play this game that I really don't bother building a base until I have my workbench to a certain level to where it can make cobblestone blocks. Otherwise, I feel like it's kind of just a waste of time, and I feel like I've lost... No, we don't head that way, towards that mountain. The big mountains in this map are kind of a giveaway as you're heading in the right direction. Which I think I'm heading too much to the right. I think I want to go this way. So, I'm going to want to be gathering a bit more stone next, because in order to upgrade my... Ooh, is that a wolf? That is a wolf off in the distance. So I'm actually going to belay that. I'm going to make some wooden javelins really quick by chopping down this tree, as long as this wolf decides it doesn't want to come and eat me in the meantime. Because if it does, fighting them in melee I can do, but it's been my experience playing this game. You typically don't fight anything in melee if you don't have to with an NPC. Range is just so much an easier way to rock the tape. And I have plenty of javelins now, so crafting up myself up some javelins. Put my food over there, and now I'll finish this tree off because I hate to leave stuff in the middle of the world. I left that other tree. Oh! The wolf has decided that it's come for my blood. It has learned of my nefarious plot and is hunting me down for my flesh bits. As you can see, he really can't reach me. Pelting him with javelins, staying out of his reach. I'm clearly in no danger at this point, from the wolf anyways. Unless there's people behind me who just see me distracted and come up behind me. It is just the best way to do it. Eventually the wolf will turn around like he just did and start running away for his life. And then you can feel free to melee him down as I just did. Bones are nice. One thing that's important to get off of animals, especially if you want to build a home, is the leather. Because you need it to make your crest. And crests are very important in this game because without them, you can't claim a territory. And people can build, like if you build a house without putting a crest down to claim the area, somebody's just going to come and rip your house down very easily. If you have your crest out, it makes it much more difficult. And if you even get to the point where you put cobblestone blocks down, which as I said, I almost don't even bother making a base until I have that. But for purposes of this video, I will kind of go through the step-by-step process that most people probably do go through to making a house. You are going to need the leather to claim the area, as I said. So, I usually don't bother gathering these rocks because they're just such a hassle to... You don't really get a whole lot. Like if you find the stone that you can hit with your pickaxe, you get a lot quicker. I'm gonna go ahead and craft up the crest. Next, I just need a bit more wood, and I'm gonna go ahead and find a nice little cozy place to call home. And let's also get enough for 2 beds. Because beds are what you use to spawn into this game, and you can have multiple beds spawns stack. So I need 300 wood total. And lo and behold, me being the silly person I am, I was looking at the wrong bed. I only needed 120 wood, so I've got some extra. I do need to get a handful more of flack, and there's some in front of me right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and pick those up. And there's one way to know if this house up here could be a person's house. It could also be a random home because this is a community server. It's not an official server. And the admin made some homes. Yep, see, it says free houses. So it's just a free little home. I could take it if I wanted to, but I feel like it defeats the purpose of this video. One thing about this game that's kind of cool that I like is you can put these flags down and it'll take your custom guild crest that you've made. G to open the guild. Oh, no it's not. It's, oh, my bad. Yeah, so if I see that is on the left, that's my crest. And I could, if I put a flag down, it would have that crest on the flag. So I think that's kind of cool and nifty. It's the same with the tabard you saw me wearing earlier before I exploded into Gorbits at the hands of those very unpleasant men in steel armor, which is the highest tier armor in the game. I would venture to imagine that if I was on their level of gear, I probably could have beat them. But the Driftwood Club really doesn't do much damage against that. I hit him way more times than he hit me, but I just didn't have the damage output to really make a dent in the hit points. One thing that's important to know about this game before I get too sidetracked and forget to bring it up is the hit point system in and of itself. Because you have 3 hit point bars, and actually none of them are shown until you take damage. Your head has its own hit point values, and it's the lowest amount. And if that goes to 0, you die. And obviously, if you get hit in the head, the damage is going to go to your head hit points. Makes sense. You got torso is a hit point. This is a set of hit points. It has the most amount of hit points. I'm sorry, this is a little loud. Okay, that's better. It was just a little too loud. Anyways, torso has the most amount of hit points. Again, goes to 0, you die. The third hit point bar you have is your legs. That goes to 0. It's the only hit point bar that won't kill you, but you will be crippled and you'll basically be crawling around. Very easy to hit, very easy to put down if your legs break. One tactic I like to use when I'm kind of feeling fiendish and taking prisoners instead of taking people out is I will break their legs and then try and tie them up, because tying up takes time, and if they're running around in circles, it can be hard to tie up at times. So it's a lot easier to tie them up when they can't run around a lot. So to upgrade this, I'm going to need some flak and I'm going to need some wood. To get things started, I'm just going to go ahead and do something I normally don't do, which is I actually can make some hay blocks. And I will also make some low-level wood blocks. And this is primarily for the purpose of just getting the crust started, because truth be told, in this game, it takes a while to conquer an area. It actually goes up a lot further than I remember. It used to not go up as high, which is nice. So there's our crest. We'll go ahead and kind of put a block under it, like so. It's a little harder to hit now. Not impossible, but harder. And we'll gather a bit more wood just to kind of finish off protecting it. If you play on a community server, guys, one good thing you need to figure out is find out who the admins are, find out kind of how they play the game, because it's been my experience that any server that the admins kind of use their powers to make the game more enjoyable for themselves. It's not a server I like to play on. I very much like to kind of work for my stuff, and if somebody else doesn't, not only is that kind of cheap, but I mean, I feel like it's a short step to them taking their free things that they have and raiding you with it. And there's a very fine line that I think that most people would cross, and I don't trust random people to not cross that line. So I typically feel out if I play on a community service, which is why I rarely do. But then you run into, if you're playing an official server, dealing with people who typically are not the nicest in the world. They don't want to be your friend, and they want to take your stuff. Pretty much all of them. Which I am okay with most of the time, because I'm fairly adept at the game. And if you're reading the messages I'm getting, it's saying that if I remove certain blocks, it's going to collapse. And you can see now there's this green outline. When you have building blocks out, it shows the outline of other crests, so it knows where you can and cannot build. Basically, is what that is for. But yes, as I was saying, people not friendly, typically want to hurt you, take your pretty shinies. That's kind of a big part of the game. So, that being said, if you're playing this, expect it. It'll be very. I have run into friendly people, so I'm not going to sit here and say there are no friendly players in existence, because they do exist. They are a thing, but they're rare, and I would expect most confrontations to end poorly. I'm just going to go ahead and add some extra pillars at the bottom, just because they're not very strong. I want to give people a leg up to my crest. That should be fun. I really don't want people to just break a one block and run away, because if you break blocks in this game now, like the bottom one, it was just that one play by itself still, and they broke it, the whole structure comes tumbling down. Stop it, game! This is not how this is supposed to go! It's supposed to be mad? Oh, it's really loud. Oh, God! God! Why am I doing this to myself when I know I'm not the bravest man in the world? Oh, there's another thing coming for me! Get